backwards. Okay, hello everyone. We are recording. I kept hitting the recording button, but it wasn't doing it. So we're on, we're live for Turn Your Light On Part 3. It is September 15th, 2021. And Debbie and Janay are back again. And when we first came on, super funny, we both have butterfly necklaces on.
Yes, we do. Not planned.
Not at all. Not even a thought that we even mentioned butterflies at all. And so that started everything off. And so we've just kind of been giggling and, you know, doing what we do before we come on. But so we're here to do part 3. And we're just going to kind of go back and forth. She got a lot of information, intuitive information. I got a download last night of an activation. Part 3 is going to be, basically it's forgiveness, wouldn't you say?
Absolutely.
Yeah, it's across the board forgiveness. So, you know, some people right now are like, I don't want to. I don't want to do that.
Stay tuned because
you do want to do this. You do
want to do it.
You do. So I'm going to turn it over to Janay. She's going to start, and then we're just going to kind of segue back and forth as we go. And off to you.
Awesome. Well, I wanted to first of all just express my gratitude because this has been really fun. I know that we haven't gotten through the third one yet, so I don't know how fun it's going to be, but it has been really fun. And I've really enjoyed spending my time with Debbie and then also spending my time with you all, and very grateful for the comments that have come in. They have been just a huge blessing to me as we bless you. So I wanted to start off with some gratitude. And then one of the things that Debbie had talked about when we met for lunch, how long ago was that? A month or two?
Yeah.
In a little while, was how you and Michael were working on response versus reaction, or reaction versus response. Mm-hmm. And I remember thinking, oh, well, that's interesting. And did you want to explain any of that? Because that really is your...
Well, yeah, I mean, basically reacting is when you're just instantly triggered, right? You're instantly triggered and you just fire back. Like like I was saying earlier, Italians are really good. We're really good at reacting, hands, the whole thing. Response is taking a breath, taking a moment. Maybe the response is nothing. Maybe it's just, maybe it will be something, but it may not be. It's knowing just giving yourself the time to process things instead of just instantly triggered and you're going full attack back, right? Full attack or attack mode, kind of, you know, in verbally, but similar to that. Reaction would take a little bit of practice, but it's really seeing yourself out of the situation. So anything that anybody ever says to you is a reflection of them, not you. So when we react, we're taking it on. And when we respond, we have that boundary. Does that sound?
Oh yeah.
Good. Okay. Yeah. I mean, there's so much to go over on that, but just for this, I think that's probably, we want to get more into like a response and not a triggered reaction.
Right. Yeah. And so I have been thinking about that ever since we met. That has been something that I have been practicing, that I have put into my life, that I've challenged my loved ones as well. If they say, well, how do I fix this? And I'll say, well, maybe we need to look back at response, reaction. Where is it that you are, and where can you create that space? One of the things in yoga that I had come up with was, when we can pause when we can be aware of what's happening, we can be aware like, oh, I'm being really triggered right now. Not really sure what or I better not say that because that's probably a reaction. I call it lengthening our fuse. So if you think about a bomb and it has a fuse, dynamite, it has a fuse. And when you light it, that's the trigger. However long that fuse is, hopefully we can stomp it out before it explodes, or pour some water on it, or cut, do something. There's all kinds of ways that you can do it. And to me, that is called lengthening our fuse. And that really is that reaction and response. And so with that, I really became, I just had this huge download about the throat chakra. And the throat chakra, that is that explosion. It can be the explosion of words, or it can be completely closed off.
Closed off, yeah.
And silence can be just as horrible as bad words or angry words or angry thoughts. And so tonight, I really wanted to explore what is happening when the throat chakra is out of balance. So I have a bunch of stuff here that I have written down. And first of all, I wanted to say that the throat chakra, it's our voice. It's what we stand for. It needs space, right? It needs that pause, that space. It needs truth. That's where we speak our truth. And when it's out of balance, that is when maybe we don't have silence. Maybe we're talking too much. Maybe we're giving too much information. Maybe we're stepping into manipulation. Maybe we are unaware of how to communicate. Maybe we're stuck and we're just like, I don't even know what to say. I'm just going to hide out for a while because I can't even take this on. That is in the throat chakra. Maybe there is fear that our truth will be found out, right?
Right.
So sometimes, maybe somebody might find out that we do Reiki.
Literally. Yes.
That is our throat chakra.
Yeah.
So stay with me with this, because I'm really going to start to throw some things out. And as you're listening, think about these things and maybe think about what is applicable to you, or maybe what used to be applicable to you. The other way that we can find out if our throat chakra is out of balance is, are you wanting to block things out? That's a big one. What about, has your truth ever been twisted, or has somebody else put words in your mouth? Things like that. Have you felt shame for wanting to set boundaries? People a lot of times don't like it when you change the boundaries, when you change the rules.
They don't. And the first thing that comes up when you're saying these things, it brings back, the first thing I heard intuitively was high school.
Yeah.
Right?
Yes.
But how many times is this happening still as adults? I mean, I'm 56 years old. It still happens with people, not, I'm not going to say specific people, but in our age group, it's still going on.
It is. It's still going on. And in our families too, with our children,
families,
adult children, young children, we have extended families, we have a spouse, some of us, or a significant other. So these are things that I really want to get into this area. I'd like you to really listen and understand what is happening here. Also, is clarity an issue? Do you need clarity in where you're going? What's happening in your life? I think that one was a big one. And then also, are you unable to escape a certain circumstance? Do you feel so stuck and you feel like, I can't escape this? Maybe you feel like I don't have enough money. Maybe you feel like I'm not the best at my job, but I need more education. How I feel stuck in my circumstances. I don't know how that's going to happen. That again is in the throat chakra. Also, have you ever felt disempowered by someone else, where somebody has maybe told you, well, you don't think that, you don't believe that, and they're telling you what you believe, they're assuming, and it's very disempowering because again, you're going to have to use your voice and say, well, no, I do believe that. And sometimes that can be very difficult to do.
And that might be a new truth. Also, we could in specific areas of our life thought specific things, and now we don't believe those things anymore.
Yes.
New truths.
A new truth. That's right. That's right. And sometimes those are hard to interweave into old patterns. I've been married almost 37 years. We have a dance and a web that we've been weaving all of these years. So if all of a sudden I'm dancing a new dance or singing a new tune, or then all of a sudden it's like, well, wait a minute, where did that come from?
Right.
And so
that happened with Reiki.
With me?
With me.
With you? Oh.
Yeah. We've been married 30 years. So yeah, been doing the same thing. And all of a sudden I change and shift and move and, and he's like, what the heck? What's going on? And it was, a new balance, but a new truth. And, he came right on board. But he watched for a while and then he came on board.
It's usually how it is.
What is she doing?
Yeah, because it's new. It's something new to them. And maybe it's something that we've been looking at for a while and reading about and rolling around in our mind and practicing.
And we're supposed to change and we're supposed to evolve and we're supposed to find new truths and we're supposed to do this stuff. But sometimes people that love us the most, right, can make us feel like we can't speak that new truth. So that's important. Right. So this is going to be really good for that too.
I think so. It's going to be great. And then also, let me see if there's any more here well, the other one was, do you provoke others? Are you so defending of what you believe that you actually provoke others and get into little spats with them? Because again, that is an imbalance as well. With Reiki, our goal is the highest good for all. And we want our communication to be clear and we want our communication to be clean and we want it to be uplifted. We don't want to have to ask for that forgiveness, right? Sometimes it's not just us doing the forgiving, but we have to ask for the forgiveness.
That is true. That is true.
Yes. And so also along those lines, is there some aggression that maybe in your words or in your tone? And also, do you fear that you don't have enough time to say something? Because sometimes we're busy, right? And things are happening and shifting and going, and maybe you just need somebody to create a little bit of space to where you can say, gosh, I really want to talk to you without the TV on, without a distraction, without your phone, without, and so in reading these myself, I'm like, wow, it's so easy for us to get out of balance here. And then the first time we talked, Debbie, you had talked about the throat chakra of the world and what was going on in different countries and our own country. And we always have problems. Everywhere you look, there are problems. And so when we can start to clear our own energies when we can see, oh yeah, this is an area that I need some clearing in, then all of a sudden things start changing around us. And that's the beauty.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That is the
So,
beauty.
so the throat chakra of Earth is at the Great Pyramids. We were talking about that a little bit before we came on. And that just came to me. I wonder if we put ourselves in there, could we do this work easier to clear ourselves? Or do we clear ourselves and that clears? I'm wondering if we can do, I'm brainstorming right now. Sorry. Yeah. This is how the work works. Something just came to me and I don't know.
And it might even be both, or it could be individual. Somebody might say, wow, I want to look down from the stars, from Orion's belt. I want to look down at
belt, which is the Great Pyramids are aligned to Orion's belt. So
some people might want to say, hey, I want to go there. Or some people might say, I want to stand on the top of that pyramid and look up.
Yes, I'm getting a yes. Yes. Yes, you can do the work there. So, and that's what's great about this spiritual work. You don't have, it's distant healing. You don't have to book a trip to the Great Pyramids. You can just visualize yourself there in your energy. Just, you're there, just like a little kid with imagination. Use your imagination and just go there and just visualize yourself there at the Great Pyramids. Maybe you're in the pyramids, maybe you're within the stars looking down. Like you said, everybody's different, and ask to clear your throat chakra with those energies around you.
Right. And allow that to spread out over the earth over time.
To clear you and earth.
Right. So it gets to
very nice.
It's a bigger picture than just ourselves. And I think that is one of the reasons that I feel it is so imperative to work on yourself, to look at patterns, to look at what's happening, to dig a little bit deeper down and say, what is underneath this? What is underneath this? You know, you look at these things that I just read off. What is underneath all of that? There's something underneath all of that. And sometimes that takes work to uncover. Sometimes you don't really need to uncover it. Sometimes it will dissolve and dissipate with intention. And you really get to decide. That's the beauty of it, because you're going to know in your body when something shifts. You're going to feel it. You're going to.
And you and I do more matriarch work, so we dive into it. So what we would do, like with that list, you and I, if we were by ourselves, we would be going, okay, what century did this come from? What pattern? Is it a karmic debt? Is it an ancestral line? Where did this come from? What lifetime? What lifeline? What dimension? What density? Where did it come from? And we would be doing the work to try to go back and clear even more than just what we're going to teach how to clear here. So that's just the layering and the layering and the layering. But layering. I say layering. Now I'm from New York. Okay. From New York now. Okay. Not California. But that's how the work is done. So you're going to be teaching them how to do it just for themselves right now, but there's so much more they can do. Like they can clear patterns from their families, which we do teach. But for today, we're going to teach, you're going to kind of go through and clear out some of the throat chakra for just ourselves, or will it go into, do you think?
I am.
You don't know.
I
do you not know?
I wanted to read a poem because I feel like being authentic and genuine and intuitive is most important here. And I feel that when I can share my experiences, then maybe that can say, oh, wow, that's different, or, oh, wow, that's kind of the same, whatever it is. And I've had a throat chakra issue probably my whole life. I always had a sore throat when I was young. And I would tell people, oh, every year I lose my voice. And I would. Every year I'd lose my voice. So I was speaking that into existence. And then when I worked at Geico, I had a supervisor and she said, oh, well, don't you know about echinacea and zinc? And I was like, no, I don't know about this. And that was the start of healing my throat chakra because I stopped losing my voice. I stopped. And then also learning that my opinion is valid. My feelings are valid. I am valid. And so one day I was actually just really kind of irritated because I've had a remodel going on for a really long time and things were not going as I wanted them to, because truthfully, that again was my throat chakra. I needed to communicate, and my husband and I were on a little bit of a disconnect there. And so I wrote this, and it started out about my house. I titled the poem Home. And I'm just going to read it because it kind of turns around. And so sometimes when we look at things that are happening around us, it's going to point back to here. It's going to point back to us. So this one is called Home. And I wrote, for too long, I looked at you and wondered, when will this all come together? Your outdated walls, old discolored carpet, mismatched trim, and creaky floors. You were dark, striped, cluttered from not having enough storage. And truthfully, I was embarrassed of not being good enough, rich enough, or decorator savvy enough. So I closed you off. Coming home wasn't a joy. It was only an ugly reminder. It was years of neglect staring me in the face. I thought and thought and thought, dreamed and dreamed and dreamed and dreamed. I begged for something to be different. It took so much time to tear you down, so much of you discarded. I realized we were much more alike than when this poem I started. Today I found myself alone at home. And instead of looking at the unfinished hot mess, I saw my reflection staring back at me. I saw the places that needed clearing, the places that needed love. I saw the places where you were shining and the light coming in from up above. I felt your walls hug around me, happy to be my shelter. Home, here, home. And here I sit in your presence, picking up the pieces, but from a place of giving and gratitude, one of open-heartedness, tenderness, and love. Home, here, home.
That's beautiful.
Thank you. And
that's not just a house.
No, like I said, it's pointing back.
The throat chakra.
That.
Yeah.
And we can do that with everything. We can look at a problem, we can look at an issue, we can look at an imbalance, and we just start saying, where's the reflection in this to me? Because I'm the one that's noticing it. I'm the one that's having the problem. I'm the only one that can fix it. What can I change? Right.
Because what you were focusing on was growing. And it wasn't focused in the right direction. So,
no.
And still, while you were learning that lesson, your home still kept you dry and safe and loved and warm and cool in the summer. And it just waited for you to learn the lesson.
Right. And things started to change too. There was a shift and things started to get done. More things have gotten done. And my husband has been working really, really hard. And I kind of was a brat. And I don't think I was consciously thinking this, but I was like, well, it's about time, like, finally, that kind of a thing. And one day I was driving into work and I realized I hadn't thanked him.
Mhm.
I hadn't thanked him for what he had done. And I tell him quite often, one of my friends had told me one time that she tells her husband not to turn her into a man. And so I said, yeah, we shouldn't be turned into men. I can't grab that armoire and put it on my back and climb up the stairs and throw it into another room.
Right.
I can't physically do that. And so I would tell him quite often, stop turning me into a man. But then on the flip side, I was trying to turn him into a woman. Like, oh, get into your heart. Tell me about these things. Can't you shed a tear or cry every once in a while? And I realized, okay, this is not fair. This is not fair.
Mhm.
And so I really looked at what role I was playing in this. And by me feeling entitled, that is a throat chakra issue.
Mhm.
He was not getting the respect and the gratitude that was deserving to him.
Exactly.
So these are things that I'd really like us to think about as we do this. And I don't know if there was an obstacle that had come up as you were listening. Do you want me to do that little meditation, or do you want to do yours first, Debbie?
What are you feeling right now? Because at first you were wanting me to do the activation first so that we had some clear power to
That's
do it. Is that what you're still feeling?
I really want, I'd really love, I feel like when we just get dumped on and all of a sudden we're thinking, oh, that's me, then we need a little positivity, some activation, and yours is
Okay.
beautiful.
Okay, we'll do that then. And the room you're in is beautiful, so.
Thank you. Should I turn the light on, or?
Oh, it's getting dark where you're at, huh?
It is.
Yeah, you can turn the light. Turn your light on, Janay.
Turn the light on.
Oh, that's great. Turn the light on, Janay. Okay. Oh my goodness. Okay, so here's what came to me, which is kind of goes with this whole thing. So I'm going to kind of go over a little bit what we're going to do, and then we'll do it, and then we'll come back and you can start yours. So either, I don't know what it was, last night, this morning, I get a download and I see a vision of, it's kind of like this. I was showing Janay this picture. I don't know if anybody's been to the Loretto Chapel in Santa Fe, but we just went there. And so the staircase, what do they call it? Like, not the magnificent, miraculous, sorry. The miraculous staircase. It's made of one piece of wood. And it's a double 360 helix. So it's resembles the DNA, which is what I saw coming into like the crown chakra, but it was all rainbow. So it was the rainbow light, all the colors. What I get is this is going to come through the 7 main chakras. Normally we do like purple, indigo blue, light blue, green, yellow, orange, red. Which are the colors of the rainbow. But when this rainbow comes through in a DNA formation, it is going to go wherever it needs to go to clear. So if, somehow you saw different colors blending together, well, that's what needs to happen. So every color is a frequency, every color is clearing different things from the rainbow, but the whole rainbow in its entirety is coming through, but it's coming through in a DNA form, if that makes sense. That's how I saw it. So that's how we do it. So we're going to be clearing also the 7 lower chakras, which are in the legs. So hips, thighs, knees, calves, ankles, feet, and soles all hold some negative energies. So we're going to clear those. And then we're going to clear the 7 shadows, abuse, addiction, violence, poverty, illness, abandonment, betrayal. If that doesn't have throat chakra written all through it, right? So any of these things show up in your life or in your family's line, right? Or you know people or whatever. We're going to send this energy to do some clearing work, healing. Some of it is subconscious, so you might not even notice it. Or maybe something will come into your mind, a specific incident. Anything that pops into your mind when you do this kind of work is not coming up to haunt you, scare you. It's never to harm you, it's to release. So you just release with love. I release this with love. It no longer serves me. It clears the karmic wheel. So we really want to clear this so we're not doing this again, right? We don't want to do this anymore. I was talking earlier, there's the karmic wheel. I had written something a while ago, and then I just found it. And I honestly don't remember writing this, but I know that I did because it's how I write things. So I know I did this, but it's for the karmic wheel. And in order to complete a karmic wheel from continually, the pattern to continue over and over throughout lifetimes, lives, families, whatever, or world events, whatever, you need to send forgiveness. It's the only way to complete a karmic wheel that I know of. So I wrote, karmic wheel, thank you for the lessons. I see you clearly now. Your time here is done. I send forgiveness through you with love, and then it's complete. Love always wins. It is done. So it really is that simple with the energy of the rainbow and Reiki and everything. So that's basically what we're doing when we're going to do this activation. So just everybody just get into a place that's just, nice for you. Taking a few deep breaths. If you have Reiki or any energy, you want energy going, just rub your hands together. You can say Reiki on, whatever you want to do. You can have your hands in prayer position in front of your heart, or however you want to do it. I kind of do that once in a while, so I'll do that today because I want to clear some stuff too. And we want to raise our frequency with the rainbow energies. So we're just going to visualize all the 7 colors of the rainbow, which are also the 7 colors of the chakras. Just let them pour down through the central sun above us. Just have our crown chakra on the top open. Just visualize just the top of your head opening and just let this beautiful energy of rainbow light come in. Okay, and it's going to go where it's needed. We're not going to need to do very much. If you feel that you are holding on to anything, you can just take in a deep breath through your nose and just hold that beautiful energy, and then slowly through your mouth just release. And as that goes, it will go. Okay, and you may see different colors. You may see nothing, which is fine. And just let the energy come through. This is going to be a little bit fast. We don't need to stay here very long to do this work. So we're just going to let it go wherever it wants to go. Just visualize it in a DNA strand coming through and just turning any which way it wants. Any colors going where they need. All the way through all the 7 main chakras and then into the heart of Mother Earth. So we've got Central Sun, Mother Earth, all this energy in between. Okay, and just let that go wherever it is, clearing, healing, releasing whatever there may be that no longer serves you or your families. And we're going to let that just dissipate. All right, and then focus yourself back to your hips. We're going to start here and do some soul work for the 7 lower chakras in the legs. This is the first time I'm doing this work, so I'm going to do it with you guys, and it'll be interesting. So I want to start with gratitude for the journey, appreciation in advance, and we're just going to be sending rainbow energies of love through our hips. This is where we can hold on to fear. So we want to send this beautiful energy through to clear any fears that we have and more, anything else, whatever colors are needed. And we want to let it go down to the thighs where we hold anger. So let's clear anger and more, anything else that needs to be cleared. Down to the knees, where we can hold jealousy. I also, in my work, have learned that past lives, there's energies that get stuck in the knees, so we're going to clear that. And anything else that might show up, we release you with love. Down to the calves, we're going to clear all mental confusion and anything else that shows up. In the ankles, we're going to clear selfishness and anything else that can be cleared. The feet, clearing absence of conscious. The soles of our feet, clearing any and all forms of malice. And we're just going to let that beautiful energy go through, back and forth, up and back. If it goes from hips to feet and back up to knees and then thighs, down to the soles, we're just going to let the energy go wherever it needs to go. We're just going to stay out of the way and just allow the beautiful energy. Okay, and we're going to thank these areas for the lessons. You know, fear, anger, jealousy, confusion, selfishness, conscious malice, anything that does not serve us anymore. We thank you for the lessons. We see you clearly, and your time here is done. We send forgiveness through you with love. So sending in the rainbow energies and all of our non-physical team members that are here to assist us to clear, heal, and release all of these things and more. And as it's clearing and healing and releasing, we're going to balance our energies to this beautiful, new, powerful rainbow energy that's coming in. Okay, and it will assist us as matriarchs and patriarchs of our life and our families, beyond blood ties, DNA through to our soul families, any karmic debt, soul contracts, and beyond. It's just going to come through and clear all of that. Really raise our frequencies up. Okay, and into Mother Earth, into the heart of Mother Earth. So let the rainbow energies go where the roots are. Maybe that's lifetimes ago, centuries ago, wherever, doesn't matter. We're just going to let it go, clear, heal, and release from ourselves and our families. Those before you, those here now, and those in the future. Just let it go through lifelines and lifetimes, alternate dimensions, densities, beyond time and space. And say within your own mind, I allow this healing session to be for the highest and greatest good of all. You can say, I ask for forgiveness on behalf of myself, as I am a divine being. And you can say, I send rainbow energies of love everywhere for myself and my families, anywhere that the following show up: abuse, addiction, violence, poverty, illness, abandonment, betrayal, all of these things. We send forgiveness through the karmic wheel. We want all of them healed, cleared, and released. We'll send it through the golden hexagon with the rainbow energies flowing like waterfalls. So just let the roots be taken out and let the rainbow energies fill the holes. We complete the cycle. It is done. All is well. We are love and we are one. So take in some deep breaths in and out and in your own mind. Just send gratitude for the healing session. Let the rainbow energy waterfalls just continue for as long as they need to. We'll send love to all our non-physical that assisted us. Appreciation and love to each of you. Let the rainbow energies of the highest frequency fill you up every day going forward, physically, mentally, emotionally, and spiritually. And just taking a deep breath, allow that energy to come in and really ground yourself with that rainbow energy and just let it show up when it needs to. And then just come back when you're ready. I know that one was a little fast, but it wasn't supposed to be slow. I probably, going forward, will make that even faster with less words. But I just wrote that this afternoon. So that's the way it was supposed to be today.
It was perfect.
It's just the way it's supposed to be. So, but you can see the rainbow energy is fast energy. The frequency is very fast. There's not a lot of time for worry, doubt, and fear when things popped up. It's just clear, 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 clear.
Yeah. Mine felt like a deck of cards, you know how.
Oh, good.
And so mine was really anger. It was from the thighs area. It was just pouring out of me like cards, just, you know, I don't even know how to describe that, but it's as if somebody were to take a lot of decks of cards and just have them flying out. It was a very fast energy, and it just kind of went down into the earth, just to be recycled, to be let go of.
Transmuted to love.
Transmuted. And I think it's just that me personally, I can tend to suppress, just not speak or.
Now, do you have issues with thighs ever?
Sometimes.
Do you? Okay. Because, you know, pain will show up in these places.
Yes.
And the soles of my feet have been hurting. So I'm glad to clear malice from them. What in the heck is that? Right? Where'd that come from?
Right.
Well, it's fine. Doesn't matter. Although you can do the work to find out where things came from. So you want to do maybe deeper work or whatever, but that for now does not seem to be part of this journey at all. So I'm not going to ask for me. I'm just going to let it be what it was and let that part go.
And you know that if something wants to show up, it will. All of a sudden we'll go, oh, we'll
right.
We'll be either reacting
or
responding. And hopefully responding. Not
always will you respond, but if you do react to something, you know, what is the lesson there? What's the trigger? And that's where you do the clearing work from there. It may not, you're not going to do it in that second, but maybe it's that later that day and you're like, why did I say that? You know, why is that person always triggering me? And then I react, or just as an example, but that's where you do the work, and you know, what is that I need to heal in myself that somebody would actually trigger me? But we all do it, you know, that
we do.
It's the human part.
Yeah, we do.
That's the human part.
And if you want to think about that, we can step into my little meditation. And so I wanted Debbie to do hers first, because I feel like when we can stand in power, when we can raise that vibration, you know, that light, that I just filled myself up with light as the cards were pouring out of me, the anger was pouring out of me. I was bringing in that Christ energy to fill up my empty spots with mine was golden light that came in. So the rainbows came in first, and then the golden light had come in and filled everything up. And so I wanted us to feel like we had a higher vibration, a little more power, a little more understanding on how to do this work. And everybody listens to these things in a different way. Some people are driving, some people are listening, some people are watching. So if you can.
That's true. I didn't say if you were driving.
No, but I'm just saying.
Don't close your eyes.
Yeah, no, that's okay. I'm just saying if you're around, if you're driving, I think we all know not to close our eyes when we're driving. But come to the computer and sit down, or come someplace and sit down. Set your stuff aside. Whatever you're doing, just set it aside for a minute and connect with something. Either it came up when we were reading about the imbalance of the throat chakra. Maybe it came up with Debbie's activation meditation with the rainbows, or maybe something has been gnawing at you for a little while. Now, I am a body person, so what I'd like us to do, I need to kind of turn to my page because I don't want to get ahead of myself. So what I'd like us to do is take a couple of breaths, and as you exhale in a sigh. So we take a nice deep breath in and exhale. And just let things go. You know, we've been talking about a lot of stuff. There's a lot of things that are always on our mind. So we're going to do that again. Take a nice deep inhale and just let the air fall out of your body. I'd like us to open up our arms if you can, if you have room, as you inhale. And then as you exhale, really get into a tight ball. Squeeze the arms in. Let the breath out. Open up the arms again as you inhale, and exhale. We'll do that one more time. Let's really connect to our bodies. That's where we feel things. That's where things live. And then hands on your lap, or hands at heart center, or even hands at the throat. Really just kind of wherever that you feel led. There's going to be a listening of your body here. So I saw that Debbie did that. She said, oh yeah, right here. She's her body knew, hey, this is where I want this stuff to go. And then I'd like us to take a minute and just visualize an obstacle. So you know what I'm talking about, because we've been talking about it this time. It could be that person, it could be a situation, it might be money, a financial type thing, it could be an old pattern, it could be a number of different things. It may have been something that came in a dream. We don't always, everything doesn't come to somebody the same way. So really think about that obstacle that maybe you're facing. And then really see it in your mind's eye. So if you want to close your eyes, you can, and really see that obstacle in your mind's eye, as big as it is. And imagine that obstacle breaking up into millions or billions of tiny particles. And they might be lit up, they might be different colors, whatever's there, just notice, and it might even be pulsating. There might be this pulsating of this obstacle for what it is. And then I'm just going to read a few affirmations as we are keeping our eye on that obstacle. And you can repeat these in your mind if you'd like, or if you're listening on the replay, you can say it out loud. So even though I feel blocked or stuck sometimes and don't know what to do next, that's okay. I can invite the healing in anyway. When I am frozen and unsure, I can allow the feeling of peace and healing to come over me. When I dream and it feels real, I can clear the lifetimes. And invite those affirmations to get mixed in with this obstacle. And those affirmations might be creating light. They could be recreating some of those rainbows that Debbie had us pull into ourselves. And then begin to watch the particles dissipate and allow the light or the rainbows to grow. I'm going to call in Decumio. That is a master symbol. And its definition is the bright, shining light of Reiki. So we're going to throw in the master symbol in this mix of light and allow the Reiki to begin to clear this obstacle, even if it is just visual. Even if you think, I have no idea how this is going to clear. I have no idea what the outcome is going to be. This is hurtful. This is a hurtful situation, or I am scared to death. I am scared out of my mind. Whatever it is, even if you have to just visualize the clearing, allow that to happen. And then I'm just going to read the principles of Reiki. So just for today, I will not worry. Just for today, I will not be angry. Just for today, I will be grateful. Just for today, I will do my work honestly. And then allow the light to stay and allow the obstacle to separate from you. Bring in the keys of love, forgiveness, and self-compassion, and dissolve all but the good. Allow that energy to dissolve all except for the good, because in every situation, there is good in there. Take a moment to say thank you to the obstacle. Those are always a learning opportunity, even though that can be very hard to do. And then thank the light. And then place your hands on your heart. Take it down. Maybe your hands are already on the heart. And breathe here and allow some wisdom to flood in from this exercise. Connect into the feeling of what's happening in your body, not so much your mind, not trying to figure out. Allow the wisdom of that obstacle, the light, the clearing. And maybe that wisdom might just be a feeling. Maybe it's a peaceful feeling, or maybe a word comes to mind, or maybe even an action. Maybe you know what your next step will be as you think about this obstacle, and allow that to settle into you, to become a part of you. And allow it to transfer into your hands. And you can even pull your hands away from your heart and maybe clasp them like a cup together. And maybe that wisdom is just inside your hands. You can feel it in there. There's weight to it. Something that you want to remember, something that you want to implement. And then open up your hands and just blow it out and let it dissipate. And then just come back when you're ready.
Awesome.
How do you feel about that?
That was very good. Very good. Very powerful. And interesting enough, it was public speaking.
Ooh.
I know. Now, I have a history. I
know this history.
I would break out in hives if I even thought I had to speak in front of a group of people. Literally would have to go break out in hives. Totally thought that was all cleared, but as soon as I went like that, the heat was so much. And I don't know if it's all mine. I believe some of it is in my family line, that we are just not, I don't even want to say we're not born to do public speaking. That's not true. That's not a truth. It's we have anxiety, breakout in hives and stuff. If we can't get the right words out, I guess I'm trying to get the right words out to explain how to get the right words out. So it was, I know, right? So it was interesting because it was, I don't have a fear of speaking in public anymore. But I do want the correct words to come out and flow out. When you hear someone and they just speak beautifully and you're like, I have all this stuff in my head. And when I tried to get it to come out of my mouth, it's like, right? So yeah. It was trying to heal that part, to get the words that need to come out correctly the way I want them to. And then the one thing that came to me, the wisdom part, it made me laugh a little bit, was just visualizing people in their underwear, just like the Brady Bunch. Do you remember that episode? We're all in there, visualize them in their underwear. I think it was the Brady Bunch. And that's what I got. And I just kind of giggled like, oh, okay, it really doesn't matter. The words will be heard. So it was interesting. And it was super hot. So yeah, there was a layer there, or layers that were getting cleared. I don't have any intention of doing public speaking in the near future, but who knows? You just never know, right?
You just never know.
No. And maybe I cleared it for somebody else in the family.
Absolutely. That's
to be able to do.
That's the other thing, is sometimes the things that we're called to clear aren't ours. And
yeah, I didn't feel it was all mine. Some of it.
Yeah. And like you said, some of it gets passed down. And I know
it does. Yeah.
My throat chakra as well.
Right.
There's history in my family, and that has been passed down.
Yeah.
And so that's something that I'm trying to heal. If you listen to the video prior, when I was that egg when we went through the labyrinth,
right?
That is all part of that. That is all part of that healing that I've been working on. And that has to do with my throat chakra as well.
Well, I thought it was beautiful.
Awesome.
Beautiful. Wow. Well, I hope everybody just had a great time tonight, because even if they watch half and then do, come back and do a little bit more here and there, you're going to clear a lot from this. This was really, really good.
And I definitely recommend that you do these more than once, because every time you go back, there's another layer. There's something different that pops up, or you can, just like Debbie has taught me, that when you have a dream, maybe it's a bad dream, to go back in and rewrite the ending. Make it come out into your favor. So you take a moment and you sit and you go back in there, because some dreams are terrifying and some of them are just kind of creepy. So when you can go back and you can put yourself as the victor, and you can take that Reiki energy into your dream when you're awake. So we can do that through meditation as well. Sometimes it's like, wow, I got this big chunk, but now I want to go back even further and look at this other part of this. Then we can go back in. And it's amazing if you take the time to practice this work.
Do the work. We will only say do the work about 1,000 times. So that's it. Because that's what we do. We do the work. That's what we do. So do you have a poem that you wanted to end with? Yes.
I do. I have a poem that I wanted to end with. And this was not written by me. But I love this poem. And it was a video that I had come across a few years ago. And it was found on Rosa Lopez Santana's Facebook page. I don't know who she is. She's not a friend of mine. But it was just a great poem. So I'm going to read that. So my question to you today is, what do you practice every day? What do you practice? Because what you practice, you will get good at. What do you practice? Do you practice joy in your life? Do you practice peace in your life? Do you practice happiness in your life? Or do you practice a lot of complaining? Because if you complain, you will get very good at it. You will get so good at it that you will find fault with everything, even when there is no fault that a layman cannot see. You, being an expert, will see it. What do you practice? Do you practice anger? Because if you practice anger, you will become very good at it. You will get so good at it that the most trivial thing will make you angry. Like sitting in an airplane, looking at the seat across from you as somehow looking better than the one that you've been given. That is so unfair of the airlines. What do you practice? Do you practice being worried? Because if you practice being worried, you will become good at it. You will be so good at it that everything will worry you, even the buffalo that you do not have. So I propose, if it is true that it is a matter of practice, then I propose that you practice joy.
Beautiful. And it's true. Thoughts become things. What you practice, are you going to practice negative energies coming into your life? Or are you going to bring positive energy into your life? We are very easily stuck in our old routines and our old victim modes and our own, we all have our stories, we could go on and on. But it's time to shift some things. So where we're going to end this 3-part series is with an offer for you guys. Anybody that is interested in learning Reiki, what we're going to propose is we're going to teach Reiki. We're going to call it Reiki 101, the groundwork, the foundation of really getting set in this practice so that you're practicing joy, you're practicing, what were the other things you said? Joy. What'd you say?
Forgiveness.
Yes. Dun, dun, dun. So we're going to do 3 sessions. We're going to do them live on Zoom and in, private, but it'll be a small group. We'll take a small group with us. We're going to start on Sunday, October 31st, which is Halloween. And we are going to be doing 3 sessions for $297 is what we're going to charge, which I think is spot on what we're going to do. You're going to get so much. We really don't do time. So it's going to be between an hour and a half, maybe a couple hours each session. But what we're doing is we're going to teach you Reiki, and we're both life coaches. So we're going to bring in, that where it's needed. And the way that we haven't taught together, but we've taught together, but we just haven't done it this way. We don't just teach Reiki. We take all of your experiences that you're going through and work with you on those. So it's not like, although it's the groundwork and it's the basics, the 101 of Reiki, it is designed for whoever's going to be in the group. So whatever your things are going on, that's what we're working on. So we're not going to come up with stuff for us like we've been doing, showing you how this works over the last 3 videos that we've done, this is designed specifically for you to help you get to a place where you are raising your vibration and changing your life. I mean, Reiki works for, remember we did money when we had a money. Money's always good. Money, relationships, jobs, babies. Yes. We used Reiki and two babies showed up. Two babies showed up. Yeah. And my daughter had a great labor with all of us sending Reiki to her during that. So yeah, there's so much we can do. It's going to be designed for whoever is in the group. That's how we work. And we're just going to be clearing stuff and clearing stuff and clearing stuff. So if you're interested, we will post some reminders, some info, or you can just message us if you're interested in joining. The first one, like I said, it will be on Halloween, October 31st. We're not sure of the time yet, but probably in the morning, sometime 10, 11, something like that, maybe. And then we will talk to the group about the next sessions, but they'll probably be 2 weeks apart, maybe 2-3 weeks apart, because we want to give everyone enough time. In the very first session, you will be doing Reiki. That we guarantee you will be doing Reiki so that you can start using it in your life. And then, like I said, 2-3 weeks apart, we'll come back in and do another hour and a half, 2 hours, whatever it takes. I'm not really too worried about time. It's really getting the work done. So, and it's fun. It's a lot of fun. So do you have anything to add to that?
I was just going to say too, that if you're already Reiki,
oh yeah,
you don't have to be new. If you're already Reiki, whether you have your level 1, 2, or you're a master, we would love to have you to come in, because we all learn from each other. Mm-hmm. And this is how this work expands. And we have more fun. So
we have a lot of fun.
We do. We have a lot of fun. And a lot of mind blowing, right?
Oh my gosh.
Where
so much.
One of the things that Debbie had taught me is to email yourself when things happen.
Yes.
When you think of something and you're doing Reiki, email yourself, mm-hmm. and then see how long it takes before an answer comes in or something happens. Yep. And there were things, you go back into your emails and it's like, what the heck?
Yeah, I would email messages to myself that I would get that I didn't tell anybody else because they sound crazy. But, and one of them was, one of my kids, it just said, so-and-so, there's a baby on the way for so-and-so, something like that. So I typed it up, sent it to myself, and he's 2 now. I'll just say that. He showed up. So yeah, so then it was really fun, because when I was told that, this baby was on its way, instantly I remember, oh my gosh, I know, I have that message. And so I was able to send them the message that I had gotten, I believe it was a couple months before she was even pregnant. I got that there was a baby on its way. Crazy. So, and which is a beautiful message for them that they got too. So I was going to, as we're ending, I found the book Wicked, because we talked about that. And I just thought it'd be fun just to open it up and see if there's some sort of something. So I'm just going to let it open here. Okay. So where am I going? Where am I going? What is it? I don't know. I'll just read the first few things. It says, I want to go too, whined Glenda. Oh, come, Glenny Dinny, said Bach, maybe you'll pick us for old time's sake, as never was. The others had awakened a slumbering cab driver and hired his services. Bah, Glinda, Elfie, come on, called from the window. Where's your nerve? Think about this. I always think I never feel, I never live, he moaned. Can't I live once in a while, just once, just because I'm short? I'm not an infant, Elfie. Not till now, said Alphaba, rather smarmy tonight. Wow, these words are crazy. She wrenched herself away to climb into the cab, but Alphaba grabbed her by the elbow and pivoted her around. You can't, she whispered. We're going to the Emerald City. I'm going to... We're going to the Emerald City. Maybe that's our message.
Well, I liked how it talked about feeling.
Right. I did catch that too. I always think I never feel, I never live. So I don't know who Bach is. I don't remember. But I'll have to look and see. That's interesting.
Yeah.
And we're so off to the Emerald City.
Yeah. I say if you are...
If you're always thinking and you're not feeling, you're not living.
Feel. And maybe that through that feeling, you'll decide whether you're meant to go on this journey or not.
Mm-hmm.
And begin to explore and dive a little bit deeper into this work, into yourself, and creating some more healing.
And the Emerald City is the green, the green witch, right? Too. The Emerald City, the heart chakra.
Heart chakra.
I love Wicked. It was such a good play. All right. Well, no more thinking, only feeling and living. And off to the Emerald City we go. All right. Well, we love you guys. Thanks for spending time with us the last 3 recordings. We have been talking about doing a podcast, so neither one of us know how to do one. But that's not going to stop us because people, places, and things will show up if we're supposed to do it. So that will be coming up next. But let us know if you're interested in taking the journey with us. We're going to have a blast. So we will see you soon. Much love.
Thank you.